The other story that goes along with that is now we've got students in school. They've been funded. And here comes the trickle. Everybody's coming back to the reservation. And so we said, how do we keep students in school? And we heard about the Navajo Community College. So we started to hold meetings locally. Lynn was on that committee, and we had about 5 people on the reservation who had college degrees. And I think there were 2 teachers in the bunch, a social worker, a registered nurse, and Dan Jerome, he was the superintendent of schools. So we had about 5 people, and that was it. You could count them. We, at one time, knew all of them. That was it. And so we decided that we should have a college here on the Turtle Mountain Reservation. So what we did was we began to make connections with South Dakota. Virgil Kilstraight at Pine Ridge and I became real partners. And he helped me get to Seattle that fall. I think it was one of the first National Indian Education Association conference meetings. And he said, there's going to be a meeting there. And he said they're going to form this alliance of people who are trying to start tribal colleges. And he said, if you can get there, he said, that's where it's going to take place. So I called Dave Gipp at Standing Rock, and Dave couldn't make it. He was doing something else. So he said, just talk for us. I said, okay. So I called my boss at the University of Mary, and I said, this is what we're trying to do, and I want to get to this meeting. And he said, there's nothing in the budget for that. So I got my salary check, and this was like, must have been October, November, I'm not sure, somewhere in there, maybe November. I got my salary check and I bought myself a ticket and I went to this meeting. When I made my reservations, I always now when I look back at it, I was really a res girl. I made my reservation, I called this hotel where it was taking place, and I had only been in one hotel before to stay. We had a hotel in Rolla, but I had stayed in this hotel in Aberdeen, South Dakota when we were going to boarding school. We got caught in a storm, and there was a great big bathroom at the end of the hall, and you had to leave your room and go to this bathroom at the end of the hall. I thought, ooh, a bunch of strangers, and I don't want to be doing that. So after I made my reservation, I told this guy that was on the other end, I said, could I ask a big favor? He said, sure. I said, could I have a room that has a bathroom in it? He said, ma'am, all our rooms have bathrooms. Geez, when I got there, this big swanky hotel, nothing like the one I had stayed in South Dakota.